Tadej Pogačar, as expected, dominates the uphill time trial. 21st overall stage win of his career in the Tour de France. 4th this year. Lots to talk about. Not so much to talk about in terms of Tadej, because he's Tadej doing Tadej things. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Move podcast, brought to you each and every day by Ketone IQ. Talking about stage 13, mon ami Alain.
Stage 13 from Loudanvieille to Peyragudes. From Loudanvieille to Peyragudes.
That's on the podium for me right there. It's getting a little Frenchier. Tadej Pogačar, as expected, dominates the uphill time trial. 21st overall stage win of his career in the Tour de France. 4th this year. Lots to talk about. Not so much to talk about in terms of Tadej, because he's Tadej doing Tadej things. I think we spent a lot of time watching and just scratching our head on equipment choices.
And helmets.
Bikes, helmets. I am very curious to get the group's thoughts, including the professor who knows more about this stuff. Anyhow, Tadej was exceptional. There were exceptional performances, Tadej, and then there were not so exceptional performances like Remco. Another tough day for Remco. Oof.
Yeah, he's
didn't look fun.
Slipping a little bit. It seems to be.
We'll talk about the slip.
Yeah.
There's other things slipping too. Today's show brought to you by Zwift. Zwift recently rolled out its new cog and click product somewhere around. Yeah, right here in front of me. It's such a simple yet brilliant product. You can use almost any bike that you already own. Really doesn't matter. And it still feels like you're on a top-end smart trainer. Zwift-ready trainers are available from all top manufacturers like Wahoo, Garmin, Elite, Jet Black, and Decathlon. Setting a new benchmark for indoor training, all Zwift-ready trainers come with the new Zwift Cog and Click installed, making them ready to ride from the box. No extras needed, so simple, and no need to remove your cassette. Zwift-ready trainers start at just $299, meaning anyone can jump into world-class indoor training without breaking the bank. I think I'm going to do some indoor training today. George was trying to get me to go ride up the pass, Independence Pass.
We do our yearly ride.
I know. Did you
one time a year?
A little overcast, little sprinkles. It's going to be 40 degrees up there, and I'm, Sir Bradley and I doing something else. I'm so glad Bradley's on the show.
You're going shopping, which you hate shopping more than anybody I know.
You're right.
On the planet. So how are you going to justify not riding with us?
Hey man, happy wife. Happy life. Also today brought to you by Timeline. As someone who's trained hard most of my life, I've learned that real performance doesn't just come from the gym. It starts at the cellular level. That's why I take MitoPure by Timeline. It's a supplement that supports cellular energy by helping your body renew its mitochondria, those tiny little powerhouses inside your cells that start to slow down as you age. The science is strong. MitoPure is clinically shown to improve muscle strength in just a few months, and it supports healthy aging at the cellular level, which is something that I care more and more about each and every year. If you want to stay strong and support your body at its foundation, go check out MitoPure. Head on over to timeline.com/themove to get started. You'll get 20% off as a listener of this show. That is timeline.com/themove. Now I have a question for you boys, because Anna took the dream shot last night. Rave reviews. So who took all the? There's no dream shots on the desk here at the studio. Who took them all?
Yeah, I'm feeling sluggish. I thought we had a bunch of them.
I grabbed some too.
Well, it's all gone. It's all gone. Shocker to anybody. Everybody here, it's not a shocker, but Bradley, anything laying around, Sir Bradley.
Yep.
5 fingers, dog.
That's what it's there for.
But these dream shots, literally see in the douches. This is an amazing stat. We launched it on Sunday right here on The Move, and it sold out. Over 50,000 bottles have sold out. That's a nightmare shot for you guys. But in all seriousness, over 50% of Americans struggle with sleep. So if you wake up during the night, you should definitely try the Dream Shot. You can pre-order right now at thefeed.com for the next delivery on August the 4th. I got a message from Matt and the feed crew that 50,000 is a lot. Better order more than 50,000.
Well, speaking of the feed, Matt dropped off another product I've been using in the gym. It's really been helping me train at altitude, nitric oxide.
Man, you should try it. Maybe you won't whine as much on our bike rides.
I'm gonna try it. I'm into it.
Yeah, it's Nitric Oxide Pro. It boosts your blood flow. Originally developed for people with high blood pressure, but I use it daily now, and I can definitely feel it when I'm riding. But I really notice it while playing tennis.
Well, you can get these test strips too, so you can actually see if it's working. You just put them on your tongue. This was one I did earlier. It was a little bit purple. The darker purple it is, 2 hours after I took the nitric oxide, you are producing demonstrates by how purple it is.
Yeah.
So you can see the difference there.
We've said this for years. I mean, this crew at the feed, they got it all. And I don't know, I still say the same thing. I'm not quite sure why we didn't think of this idea.
And this is the new formulation of the Nitric Oxide Pro. And you only need 2 pills, and it lasts 24 hours.
Yeah. Well, not that I have an issue with this, but for you older guys, it also increases blood flow everywhere.
So, honey, we have bad news and we have good news. Anyways. Look, we said it at the end of the show yesterday. I mean, this is it. I mean, we're witnessing one of the greatest of all time. I mean, you can, no matter how you slice it, it's not unexpected Tadej's performance. But if you start to go down the rabbit hole of the data, his body weight, obviously the bike he selected, his watts. I mean, Spencer, we saw some reports unconfirmed. 7.5 watts potentially per kilo at the finish. Anything. Yeah. I mean, it's north of 7. It's one of the greats.
Not only that, but like you mentioned, we were talking about different equipment choices throughout the day, and Tadej started on a road bike and still was 5 seconds ahead of Jonas on the flat first 3 kilometers, I think. I mean, we were just in shock and awe. A time trial bike like that, you'd think 5-10 seconds a kilometer, wouldn't you say, compared to a road bike?
Compared to a road bike, yeah. I mean, everything about Tadej's ride today was exceptional. His start on the road bike, he's not the most aero on the road bike. There are people that get lower and this and the other. He's quite upright. But to average best part of 27 miles an hour on a road bike before he even hit the climb, and then to continue taking time out of Jonas and Remco and Evenepoel, it was incredible. And that's off the back of yesterday's performance, where I saw an interview where he was talking about Navarres and maybe doesn't speak very good English, or they were joking that he didn't actually want to attack that early on the climb yesterday.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the crash the day before that. I mean, it's just exceptional. And then we've got tomorrow's stage as well, which we anticipate him winning.
Well, this all started, I mean, you Bradley, you had heard, we talked about it yesterday, that you had heard that Jonas went out on the rest day on his time trial bike, which I think we all were like, why would you do that? Well, now it makes sense, but it wasn't just Jonas. Remco rode the time trial bike. Primoz Roglič rode the time trial bike. Lipowitz. Look, I fully admit and readily admit frequently that I'm not really familiar with this current form of cycling, which is fine. I do not understand that, right? There is the weight difference. And there's also just the feel. Like, that would drive me crazy riding a time trial bike. And furthermore, we saw in the time trial, most of the climb, they were not out on the extensions taking advantage of an aero position. No. I don't get it.
Well, Specialized don't do an aero bike, do they?
Yeah. So Remco was a little pinched there. But I think the story of the day is, so let's say we all do a time trial. I'm on a time trial bike. George is on a road bike. And George goes faster than me on the flats. How is that possible? You're putting out a lot of power, right?
Well, that actually if it were the two of you, if that scenario actually played out, it's very possible. I mean, the man trains 30 hours a week.
But you would have to be it shows you that Pogacar is just that much stronger than everybody else.
Well, one, I don't train 30 hours a week. Two, the last time you rode a time trial bike was like 30 years ago. So I don't know if you're still comfortable or know what they feel like these days, but they definitely ride them a lot more. They're probably lighter. I'm sure they do a lot of specific uphill training on time in the time trial position. And they probably planned their whole year around this one time trial. They knew it was coming. They probably did a lot of efforts in that time trial position, up steep climbs just to get used to it, and thinking that what was their average speed? That the speed was
27 kilometers an hour.
27 kilometers an hour. So that's pretty fast. I mean, so you could look at it both ways, but Tadej still crushed everybody.
Yeah, and Jonas, for what we saw yesterday, that was for him where he sits in the race. That was a bit of a bounce back. He caught Remco Evenepoel, the world time trial champion, the Olympic time trial champion. Obviously, it's uphill. It's a slightly different time trial. Remco just. The lights are fading quickly for him in this Tour de France. It had to be totally demoralizing to, you always kind of know when you're getting caught. And that had to be not something he expected.
Yeah, Brad, you mentioned maybe he pulled the plug at some point after.
Well, I mean, Remco is a winner, isn't he? And he's carrying the weight of a nation on his shoulders. There's a lot of pressure on him, and he puts a lot of pressure on himself. But this has been his main target for the year, isn't it? And when you're that, he got embarrassed today, didn't he? Really, for him, he's a dominant time trialist. I know it's uphill and it's a different ball game, but. Where does we talk about where does Jonas go from here with the 4-minute loss, but he's still on the podium, Remco.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that because this is shaping up to be the most interesting part of this race, potentially, if you're looking for drama and action, so to speak, in the race. That's going to be an interesting discussion. But, and we said it as we were watching, right? Here, Remco, the world time trial champion, Olympic time trial champion. Has won a lot of time trials over the course of his pro career. I think it is safe to say he has never, maybe in his life, been caught in a time trial.
I agree. Yeah, we were talking about
that.
Yeah. He lost a minute to Luke Plapp. So he finishes 2:48 behind Pogacar. Luke Plapp, who's a time trial specialist, but not in the GC, finishes a minute in front of him. And he's still on the podium. That's the craziest part.
Yeah.
But the problem for him is it's only climbs left. There's no more time trials.
No.
Lipowitz is what? Now he's 6 seconds behind him. It seems like Lipowitz is going to catch him. Do you think he's going to pull? If he gets passed for third, does he pull out of this Tour?
Yeah, I'm not too sure on that one. I wouldn't be surprised if he does pull the plug. Yeah.
Interesting.
Because he looked completely demoralized to finish today.
Saw him in the cool down area. He was...
And it's hard, isn't it? We know what it's like to be in the Tour when you've got nothing left to fight for. You can argue he's got the podium to fight for, but how much fight has he got left in him? Because when your legs don't work, they don't work.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of podium, obviously Tadej Pogačar in complete control and command of this bike race. Jonas sitting there, he still has he's got to pay attention. The difference between third place, as it sits today, the difference between third place and seventh place is 1:26. It's nothing, right? And so then you start to say, here are your riders here, Remco, Lipowitz, who's also shaping up as a great story in this Tour de France. Our man, Oscar Onley, moves up a spot into fifth. Vauquelin, rode a decent race today, and Roglic, right? So those guys are all going to be duking it out for the final podium spot. By the way, too, on Oscar Onley, I want to keep hyping this kid. I'm also going to hype Johan Brunel because most years we do an up-and-comer show, and Johan rips out these names. I'm like, who? Anyways, spots Oscar Onley. I don't know what year or what vintage of show that was, but years ago, we're all sitting here going, who is this guy? Well, Johan had him pegged years ago. So Johan Crystal Ball Brunel.
I'd love to know
knows what's up.
What was his Palmares before he came on this team?
But he did a good Tour de Suisse, didn't he, before this race?
Before the race.
Last year, he won a team time trial in the Vuelta.
He almost won the Tour Down Under in 2024.
He won the stage there, the main stage.
Yeah. But if you're looking at, like you said, Lance, that battle for the podium is super tight. But the guy hanging in seventh, our boy Roglic, he's the guy with the most experience. Has won 5 Grand Tours, I got my money on him. If he doesn't crash and make the podium, he's
a minute 25 down off the podium.
Yeah.
By the way, we rode a great time trial.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're
great time
looking,
trial.
Really good. Yeah.
if you're just taking temperature checks, right? He's on the way up.
Yeah.
Now it started the tour in a super lackadaisical way. We were sort of questioning that. He is coming into his form. Third place on the TT. I mean, that's a hell of a ride.
And interestingly enough, is all the specialized guys that are in the battle rode the TT bikes.
Yeah, because as Bradley said, they don't have an aero bike.
They don't have an aero
which is
bike.
kind of weird.
I would say, so what? So what? Ride a climbing bike.
Would you guys see Luke Plapp? He rode a road bike with a disc wheel.
Yeah.
It's kind of
So did
Lenny Martinez as well.
yeah, and pretty good time trials from both of them. So
Well, look, these teams and all the technical people they have behind them, they do a lot of testing. I mean, this was the uphill time trial in the 2025 Tour de France wasn't a surprise. They had been thinking about I would think going back to last off season, doing some testing. How does this bike test at 27 kilometers or 20 kilometers an hour, whatever, and making the decision if it's an advantage.
So is it kind of similar to the Alpe d'Huez time trial you did in 2000? Or I guess Alpe d'Huez is longer because it's more of like a 39-minute climb.
Longer, a little bit steeper. And
Steeper, longer, less of a run-in.
Yeah.
But Alpe d'Huez doesn't have sustained 16%. That's what I still don't fully understand this decision. Like they clearly had data that said it was faster, but for a lot of the time trials you pointed out, Bradley, they're on like the bullhorn bars. They're not in the skis. And then at that finish, like the last 400 meters, which lasts almost a minute, you're out of the saddle on your time trial bike. So could it really be faster? I'm still a little baffled by that.
Yeah, and that SL8 is a really good climbing bike, and I mean, I agree. I think he'd be more comfortable on their road bike for today's TT.
Well, I mean, who won the stage? What was he riding? A road bike.
Well, he's in the anomaly in this situation. I mean, we're talking about
the freak,
the best of the rest now.
Yeah.
Did we mention Jonas? Probably his best climbing performance ever. I mean, it's a little different because it's a time trial.
Yeah.
But just like pure watts per kilo. So nice recovery for him from yesterday.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought he looked great and got a lot of adrenaline when he saw Remco there in the last 300 meters. You saw him going full gas out of the saddle. And that was a big blow mentally, I think, to Remco, like we just mentioned.
Spencer, you also flagged that this climb of this uphill time trial was of some significance to Tadej Pogačar. If you go back to the 2020 Tour de France, this was a stage that this climb was featured in one of the stages, and this was not where he won the 2020 Tour, but this was a stage where, I mean, honestly, before that, people were like, "Whoa, who's this young Slovenian kid?" Was this a climb where he?
I'm sure it's not even worth talking about because we all remember it so vividly. But stage 8 of the 2020 Tour,
some of us.
So if you remember, he lost time. I think it was the crosswinds the day before. He attacks on the Peyragudes, the same. They did like the Peyragudes, and then he took a right to go up to the ski resort. So it's a slightly different climb, but part of it's the same. He attacks. They don't chase him. Like Roglic is in that group, doesn't chase him. Pogačar takes 48 seconds. By the end of the stage, they descend down, finish the stage, and then he wins that tour by 59 seconds.
Yeah.
So like a good chunk of his winning margin over Roglic came on this climb. Probably should have chased him in retrospect, knowing what you know now.
Yes, that's for sure. Worth noting too, and this is all speculation. Of course, cycling there's always rife with speculation of teams and team changes. I think on the second half of the show we can touch on this potential merger they are talking about with Lotto and Intermarché. Also, probably the biggest buzz out there is where does Remco end up in 2026? By all accounts, this deal, there's 2 landing spots, right? Red Bull or Ineos. By all accounts, the deal is done. I said it yesterday. Good for him if the deal's done, because if I'm the team and I'm watching, look, and I think we're all here, maybe some more than others, we're fans of Remco. But there are just some riders. They can win a lot of bike races, win the World Championships time trial, win the Vuelta, win the whatever. You just can't win the Tour. There's something about it. There is a block. And I'm talking about great riders that get to the Tour and they just can't do it. It is a
harsh.
different. No,
I mean, you guys were saying that last year before we started the tour that he had no chance to make the podium. He made the podium.
But I will say, I kind of agree with Lance, even though we do have last year.
I didn't even. I'm not. All right, maybe I was loosely referencing him, but what I'm saying is there are just some guys in this particular bike race just can't get over the hump. Yeah.
And he rode the perfect race last year. Perfect race, finished third.
Yep.
So,
all right, we'll be back in 2 and 32. All right, welcome back to The Move. We're just sitting here chatting a little bit. I guess got to ask the question. Tadej Pogačar, his 4th stage win of the tour this year. By the way, won 6 stages last year. We were all just sort of riffing, like, how many more stages can he win? Right? Tomorrow's demanding day. Tomorrow, and we'll show you the profiles. Tomorrow's over 16,500 feet of climbing over the Tourmalet, et cetera, et cetera. Let's go around the horn. I mean, he's at 4.
I think he can win at least another 3. Yeah.
It just depends how much he wants to use his team.
That's right.
And keep the breakaway within themselves. He doesn't have to win another stage the rest of the tour. All he has to do is keep that 4-minute gap, and he's fine. And I think at some point, teams and riders just start getting a little pissed off that they're taking too much of the candy. So we'll see. Maybe they just ride more conservatively and just try to keep that lead and not go for the stage wins. But like we saw last year, he didn't do that and he kept winning.
Yeah, Spencer.
I mean, if you look at the remaining stages, in theory, he could win every remaining stage if he really wanted to.
I think he can win in Paris.
I think he could. I don't know if he will. I think he wins 3 more. George, so the team, he won't just park them on the front for the rest of the race. But if you're the rest of the race, I don't know if you can just sit back and say like, oh, we give up because you're fighting for second, you're fighting for third. You're going to have breakaways with guys that are in podium contention, and other teams are going to come forward to chase.
Well, look what happened yesterday when Uno X rode that 51-man break.
Yeah,
and anything that finishes uphill, La Plagne, Col de la Loze, Mont Ventoux. I mean, who else is going to win?
And I mean, you got one of the biggest teams in the world, Red Bull, that has not won a stage, or have they won a stage this tour?
No.
So they have a big pressure to win a stage, big pressure to make the podium. They're going to have to race super aggressively, and they have guys like Primož Roglič that can do a lot of damage, and this Leibowitz kid.
Right. If you're Red Bull, do you say 2 guys in the top 10 plus a white jersey? Does that equal that? That's better than winning a stage, right? Or no? It's a big. Of course,
top 10, I would say no. Podium, yes.
It feeds
10.
into the question, and we've had plenty of discussions around this the last week. Is what does Visma do now? I mean, if it were me, and I'm certainly not a great question for Johan. You can ask him on y'all's show, Wiggle. Yeah. But tomorrow, I'm just sitting back and just seeing what happens. There's nothing they can do. I would do a little rope-a-dope and just let this thing play out tomorrow.
Well, not only that, but they have Simon Yates, Matteo Jorgensen, Sepp Kuss. I mean, these guys can all win stages in their own right. And hopefully they get the free card now that, okay, we're probably not going to beat Jonas by attacking him. They already saw that that's not going to work. So let them race. Let them go for stage wins. And an effect of that might be that Jonas is able to make a move as well. But the strategy that they've had in the first 10 days is clearly not going to work. Mm-hmm. Let their guys that they know can win stages, let them go for stages. Build up the morale of the team. I mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say Matteo's 14 minutes back, 10th place. I think tomorrow he's put him in the breakaway.
Yeah, agreed.
And then what happens if it gets 10 minutes? Like, I don't think he's out of the GC. Like, is UAE going to chase that down? I mean, we'll probably have other teams come forward first, but I think that's the move, is you just start putting everyone in the breakaway on every mountain stage.
Yeah, but I think, and not focus on GC. Let them focus on stage wins. Yeah. And that GC may come from that, but I'd say go for the wins.
Well, then you're going to have this action around these teams that will want to fight for the podium.
Yeah.
Those are real. Yeah. All of those guys that we mentioned, right, fighting for third, they're all on good teams.
Yeah,
this is going to make
Vauquelin is got to float and find the wheels, but everybody else has a team that can affect the race. That's perhaps an X factor. Speaking of Jorgensen, nice bounce back from him today. finished 6th in the time trial.
Yep.
This kid's, obviously he's our homie. But great,
Yeah, I think
hell of a ride for him.
None of them really had good days yesterday. I don't know if their heat affected them more than normal, but
they looked tired.
they were rough. That was not Matteo Jorgensen performance
Well,
yesterday. It was good to see him bounce back today.
One of your former teammates
They looked resigned.
Yeah.
on Twitter thought they looked a little cooked, maybe from their own tactics. But I don't know
Yeah.
if
It's really, that's it. I mean, it's demoralizing.
yeah. Did you notice Matteo was on a road bike in the
Yep.
TT? It's kind of interesting. Teammates on a time trial bike, he's on a road bike. Like, yeah, I'm still stuck on it. I don't fully get it.
No,
yeah.
it's a good question.
Jonas doesn't
Jonas-
look too different on his road bike to his TT
Yeah.
bike. He's got a very similar position, whichever bike he's on. So it's purely for comfort.
Yeah.
And, I think
Did you had a famous uphill time trial?
Contender, Peyragudes,
What did you use on that?
road bike, very light road bike with no paint on. The paint weighs 300 grams, light wheels, and then clip-on skis. But that was the done thing then. I mean, you're talking 13 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you noticed Tadej had a what appeared to be an unpainted bike.
Right.
So same frame, different than not the white paint.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which begs the question of why ever paint the bike? Because as you say, it's like 300 grams lighter without the paint.
Yeah.
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 Which is kind of wild. I mean, that's approaching a pound.
Yeah.
Like I never would have thought.
That is.
Let's just slap some paint on this thing. It looks better. Like, it's a pound. All right, never mind. Let's just take it off.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought about those things.
What were your watts on that cold STT?
I think like 455.
455. You were in the skis almost the whole
Yeah.
time too.
Yeah.
455?
Yeah.
So
Cold as not
so
not
455
like today, not
watts.
that steep.
Okay, and he's a lot bigger than Tadej. You said Tadej did 485 watts today?
Yeah.
mean,
My
that's
internal calculations.
insane.
He's hedging.
Think about that. Internal calculations, but think about that.
George, he said that at the commercial break. He doesn't want to say that.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Well,
hey, go for it.
I missed that part. But
It's
the
this is what we're talking
performances
about.
these days
Yeah.
are
We're talking about one of the greatest that's ever done
yes,
it.
yeah.
How much did you weigh when you did that?
72.
72.
Kilos. Yeah.
But
How
then
much does he weigh?
probably 60.
You know, he
60
says probably, but he knows.
I think he was 64 last year. I think he's 65 this year.
Okay.
But then you did 470 at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Which was longer and harder.
in July.
than that.
Yeah. I mean, this was Peyragudes was March. It was a different time of the year.
And flatter. I mean, it's easier
Yeah.
to crank up the watts
Yeah.
when it's uphill.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But he did more watts on the flat.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's that makes it even more impressive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, Wiggo peak condition in July, uphill time trial. He's probably about matching Pogacar's power.
Different body weight.
Which is crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
which equates to a minute or so, 6-7 kilos,
Yeah.
and the rest.
Today's show also brought to you by Ketone IQ. Totally up the game. New flavor choices. Also some choices with caffeine. Everybody looks a little caffeine. You have your ketones this morning. You weren't in the gym this morning.
I went running this morning. I got gym tonight.
Running?
Gym tonight. Double sessions today.
Double day.
Double day. 12 hours apart.
Jeez. We are huge fans of Ketone IQ. It's changed the game. I mean, obviously, you're hearing a lot about it, and very pervasive in this professional peloton, as is the case now in many, many other sports. The Big Five here in the United States, MMA, etc. The science doesn't lie, right? Boosts average sprint power by 19%, peak power by 13%, cutting fatigue by 10%, spiking ketones 5x. As we've also mentioned several times, partnership with Team Visma Lisa Bike. That's where they're doing a lot of this study and research real time. Take your shot. Get 30% off your subscription plus a free gift with your second shipment at ketone.com/themove. That's ketone.com/themove. Last one of the day, Ecoy, our good friends over at Ecoy. Awesome partner of ours. Obviously, today you saw the time trial. Different. We had some discussions around. We're talking about equipment. We're talking about bikes primarily. Also, helmet choices. We saw a lot of riders going with a specific time trial helmet, which had to be hot. But
we saw Jonas's helmet. That thing was maybe not the best looking helmet in the peloton.
Well, that helps Ecoy.
Exactly.
They're a leading brand in Europe specializing in cycling equipment from head to toe. It is one of the few brands that truly develops its products in close collaboration with pros across the spectrum of cycling, road cycling, triathlon, gravel, mountain bike. It is the most represented brand in this year's Tour de France. Israel Premier Tech, Lotto Destiny, Arkea, B&B Hotels, and Cofidis. Their products are available exclusively online at Ekoi, E-K-O-I, ekoi.com. If you ride a lot, Ekoi products offer unbeatable value for money. The entire Ekoi website is currently on sale until the end of July with discounts of up to 60%. It's hard to find better deals. Head on over to Ekoi, ekoi.com. Oh, and the code, THEMOVE 15. The Tadej show.
So I've got a question for you for tomorrow's
Talk
stage.
to me.
So we've all had different experiences on the Col de Tourmalet. It's the first climb tomorrow.
Yep.
I spoke to Pippa York, formerly, of course, Robert Miller, the other week about this because she's won this stage into Luchon in the 84 Tour. And we all have a preference as to which side we preferred on the Tourmalet because we saw the other day the damage that was done on the Soulor, which was the first climb day. But the side they climb tomorrow is a long old side.
Is it the traditional side or the untraditional side?
So the one that does the opposite side to La Mongie.
Yeah.
What's your favourite side of the Tourmalet?
Which is
The long side, the approach is forever. You know, it goes up and up and up.
Yeah.
but you climb up past La Mongie or
No,
descend?
the opposite side.
Okay.
So
Well,
we
that's
go
not
down
used
through
as
La
much
Mongie.
though, right? That
So
side.
you go down through La Mongie.
Got it.
So this is not typical for the
So
Tourmalet.
it's well over an hour of climbing.
Tourmalet is long. Let's just have a look. Look at this. The numbers don't lie here. If you
I didn't like either side.
No,
be
but
honest with you.
you'll get an idea early on tomorrow
Well, it's
how you're feeling.
20 kilometers.
Yeah.
It's almost 7.5%. So 12 miles. At 7.5%. Yeah, it's just a drag. I mean, like literally, and figuratively. It's you don't find many climbs in France that are that long and hard. But it's early in the stage. Let's look at the overall profile.
I think it's the first time we go over 2,000 meters tomorrow in this tour.
Yeah. So it's it is the first big climb of the day. Of course, we were talking in the pre-show about whether Tadej is going to get enough. We also talked about how many stages he's going to win. Does he get enough green jersey points to win green in Paris? Jonathan Milan better be looking at kilometer 70 here.
Yeah, track's almost going to have to control that.
I don't think they can do it. There's no way.
It's all flat.
It's flat.
Oh, it looks flat.
No,
but if you guys have been
flat
watching
enough.
the early parts of
It's
these
flat
stages,
enough.
they lose control so fast.
I know, but this was your point. I mean, you're the one, Professor. You're the one who said you think Tadej wins green in Paris. If you're Jonathan Milan and
You gotta take that
you
chance.
have to ride at the front for 70 kilometers just so he can. When else is he going to go?
I agree. They have to do
Quinn
it.
Simmons can probably do it on his own. First 70K, American muscle, baby.
It's going to be madness. I agree. They have to do it because there's possible.
They have to do it.
There'll be a big break. I think there'll be a big break again tomorrow.
Yeah, Milan has to go in these breaks if they want these points.
Yeah.
That's the only. They can't control it. There's
George,
no way.
you got the bat line to Quinn Simmons.
Yeah, I'll ask him.
Quinn, can you sit on the front at 800 watts for an hour?
I mean,
He can.
But
I mean, the guy is a beast.
Look, everybody on the tour goes through the race book. They are looking at. I mean, I don't think they have a choice, and we didn't think about it necessarily or talk about it certainly until we just looked at it. I mean, going back to what we said earlier in the tour, they've weighted these intermediate sprints so heavily. I think that's right. I think they have to sit on the front.
I think Milan has to get in the breakaway. That's the only way.
Well, I don't know. I think if their only goal is to win the green jersey, they can definitely control it for the first 70K. I mean, think if it was a flat finish, it was a 200K finish, they would control it in that sense. So why can't they do it for 70K?
But if they could do it, why haven't they been doing it? They've been losing.
They
all these
probably
points.
have not felt the pressure like they're feeling now with Pogačar creeping up on their green jersey goals there.
The other thing tomorrow, a lot of guys had an easy day today because of the time cut.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We wanted to talk about that.
They increased the time delay today, didn't they, Spencer? Is that right?
Yeah, 40% from 33%.
So a lot of guys, it was a 25-minute effort today.
And it's when I woke up this morning, clicked it on. I don't know. It just crossed my mind. I said, I wonder what the time cut is. Because it's always pretty, as the tour gets on in weeks, it's pretty generous. And then I hear that they increased it from 33% to 40%. I could not disagree more, right? You've got 10 guys that are riding their ass off. You got a bunch of guys that they are managing their day to stay right within 40%. I think everybody should have, if 10 of the guys have to go all out, then everybody should have to go. They don't have to go all out, but you got to go hard. And so then tomorrow, I mean, look, can they control it at the beginning of tomorrow's stage?
I think
it'd be a lot easier to control if everybody had to go hard today.
Yeah.
That's too much. 40%. Come on. I disagree with that.
I think a lot of the sprinters still had to go full gas, even to stay within the 40%.
40%.
Yeah.
I mean, Geraint Thomas put out an interesting podcast last night saying people were freaked out about the time cut. Like, well, if it's 33%, that would have been like 7 minutes, something like that. And then you might have had sprinters miss it. But maybe that's more
if it was
sporty.
7 minutes, you would have lost like at least 10 guys today.
Good.
More.
If you don't listen, if you don't make the time cut,
Yeah.
you know, hasta la vista.
lost a lot of guys.
Just so everybody knows, Jonathan Milan in the green jersey competition, 231 points. Tadej Pogačar, 203 points. So that's not, I mean, if we're talking about him winning 3 or 4 more stages, well, the writing's on the wall. Tadej Pogačar is also in, finally, the best climber in the Tour de France is in the polka dot jersey. He's leading. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
And it's actually been set up pretty well by the organizers because then it is still in the balance, this green jersey, and it's like to have the best rider in the race going against the best sprinter. It's quite clever how they've placed these sprint points.
And I've just been a big fan of the route that they chose for 2025. By the way, I mean, we have Ventoux coming up.
Right out of the rest day. Yeah. Good luck.
That's
guys.
Tuesday?
Nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, Ventoux is
Great.
It is magic. I mean, it is a special place. I'm not saying that it should be in the Tour every year, but it should be every other year at least. It's that special, and that's coming up.
Yeah.
After I didn't think about that. Oof.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Hard.
And it's flat the whole day going into it, so I'll be kind
But it could be windy. I mean, the last time Bradley and I did run too, it was only, I think you were there too. There was only 30 guys left at the base of the climb because of the wind. So
It can be hot.
it could be hot,
windy.
exposed. There could be a lot of stuff going on there before that climb.
It's steep too, like steeper than you would think from TV, like almost 9%.
Up to Chalet right now,
Ventoux?
it's really tough.
No, the Ventoux is the hardest climb in France.
Yeah.
Period.
In many ways, yeah.
Yeah, it is there are no switchbacks. There is no relief. That is the hardest climb in France.
What about lows?
I would say Col de la Loze is harder.
Get too much rest in the switchbacks.
I don't think you've ever done it. It's a brand new road to the top now.
I know.
It's very hard.
This is
I mean, La Plagne is not a walk in the park. This is a tough tool.
Let's do our Ventum trivia question of the day right quick, and then we got some questions, I believe. Professor?
Yes.
The stage 12 question was about Hautacam. The Hautacam has earned a reputation as how many times has it been featured in the Tour de France?
7 times?
Just read my paper. 7 times. Stage 13 Ventum trivia question of the day. The high altitude landing strip and finishing location of today's uphill individual TT holds special significance to one host of this year's The Move Tour coverage. Who is it and why?
Good question.
I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
Boy, I mean, we were kind of flaming some of these questions. That one, you want me to read it again?
Yeah.
The high altitude landing strip and finishing location of today's uphill time trial holds special significance to one host of this year's The Move, that's us, coverage. Who is it and why? I mean, if it's me, I'm just, I don't know, maybe early onset. I don't know. Anyhow, boy. All right.
I was born at the top of that. That's the significance.
Really? There we go. All right, we just gave it a
That is a really good question. I think I know the answer, but took a bit of thinking. So we were just talking about this yesterday. This is from Cindy. Do you think the color of your kit on a sunny day, dark versus white, has an impact on your energy and experience in the heat? George, do you have these stats pulled up? You're throwing out some crazy stats.
I texted it to the group the other day.
I mean, don't we all? I mean, you kind of grow up just kind of being told that. right?
Yeah.
It's really hot out, really the sun is baking. You just wear lighter colors. I mean, it's like one of those things that your mom just tells you growing up, right? Like you got to wait 30 minutes before you get in the pool after you have a snack.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if that's still the case, but I feel warmer if I wear a black golf shirt on a scorching day versus a white one. You're still hot, but you can feel it. Georgie, somebody sent in some, and then I think the question for Cindy, I believe it was maybe more in and around the color of yellow. That might fall in the lighter color category.
Some teams have done that in the past as well, haven't they? Changed their kit for the tour. Cervelo went from black to white for the tour.
Well, and I mean, back in our day, Onse's colors 11 months a year was the yellow Onse kit, and the tour made them.
Yeah, they don't let you wear yellow.
And so then they went to black. And I remember this is back, 25 years ago, thinking, wow, that's peculiar. I don't know about that choice.
So I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but the final wrap up of what I read was that white uniforms could save elite riders 1 to 5 minutes or 2 to 10 watts over 100 miles based on core temperature, based on heat absorption, all of that stuff. So there's something to that, maybe.
Where's the propeller head Julik?
We can ask.
I mean,
him,
this is a perfect question for Bobby J.
All right, we'll shoot Bobby J a text message.
And I think that the question.
Shameless plug. He's the performance director of my new team. Shameless plug. Sorry.
What color is your
And
jersey?
the GoFundMe. We'll put a link to the GoFundMe at the
Burgundy and gold, baby.
in the
Burgundy
show
and
notes.
gold. One thing I want to mention, which I don't think anybody in this room knows. I don't think Anna knows, his wife. I don't know if his kids knows. Lance dropped something on me the other day on a bike ride where I'm like, what in the world? I've known this guy 30 years. We're pedaling along. And, a lot of people.
It's actually longer than 30 years. But go ahead.
Longer than 30. A lot of people have experienced this with Mr. Lance Armstrong. You roll in and he's like, man, that guy's not very nice, right? Like very standoffish, perhaps. Not with us. He likes us. But did y'all know? He told me this the other day. He said he's an empath. He reads people's energies in rooms. So if you come at him with a little bit of hate in you or a little bit of something, he's going to read it and he's not going to like you. So that's why he's not nice to most people.
That isn't what
the man is an empath. Nobody knew this, I don't think. Anna, did she know this?
Yeah, she does. And she could talk more about this, but you should go give it a goog. That's not entirely what it means, Bradley.
Give it a
you
go.
don't disagree with that?
No. That's why you like Bob Geldof.
Fucking this guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. That dude. After I watched that show, and then the second part of it is Sunday. That dude, Bob Geldof, shot straight into my top 3. Like, in the old days, it'd be like, well, who do you want to go have quite a few beers with? Bob Geldof. Now, whatever, have a hike with or
But I just Googled it. You can't feel energy from watching something on TV, though. It's got to be in the same room. So
that's not
something.
Listen, and furthermore, I did not tell you that on a bike ride. I texted you.
No, I looked at my text. It was on the ride the other day. But anyway, you told me that.
Show receipts.
Wait, can I go? I have receipts right here in front of me. Can I go back to the jersey and the color? Are you done with the impact?
I'm done.
Because I'm feeling some weird ass energy off you right now. But back to the jersey and the color thing. I mean, I think the question came up because Lisa bike is primarily black, right?
Yep.
You saw this guy. Personally speaking, I would not want to ride a Tour de France in a mostly black kit. I just wouldn't.
I mean, if you put those hats out in the sun and you put the white version of it and you touched it, one would be way hotter than the other. Yeah.
Now, Bobby J, tell him to spin up that propeller on his head and give us some answers.
I mean, Remco rode the TT in a white jersey today. Yeah. Florian Lipowitz is going to be wanting that white jersey to save the energy. This could be like the new trend where everyone's trying to get the white jersey. So, last question, second and last question of the day. I've often wondered about this. This is from Mike. How much does it help you, and how much do you remember by pre-riding the course leading up to the tour?
A lot.
Yeah. A lot.
Yeah. I always found it. Look, I mean, and this is why I also liked to go in the team car with one of the earlier riders just to see how my memory remembers these things. The course is different, right? The barriers are up. There's tons of fans there. The corners are tighter. So you don't want to just get out there and say, well, I remember riding through these vineyards and the roller here, this little climb, 5K at 3%, but whatever. It is different once they get it all put together, and it looks and feels different. So but absolutely.
Yeah. The other thing it does as well is it confirms your equipment selection for that day well in advance. So you're not there the night before going, well, shall I use a double chain ring, single chain ring, this cassette, that cassette? So you've confirmed that well in advance. Even
with races like Tour of Flanders, Paris-Roubaix, everybody still does the recon right before, just because you got to memorize every little corner, every little whatever pothole in the road. I mean, everything can make a difference when it comes to positioning before these big sections of Flanders and Roubaix. So even for one day races, they'll do recon.
Yeah, and the climb.
Very important.
I mean, the climb, tomorrow's stage, to have gone out and recon this stage. I mean, the Tourmalet is 20 kilometers long. There are sections that are just a little easier, right? And so it's nice to make. I always would ride those climbs and say, boy, if I am in trouble, I always had this plan of like, hey, if you get in trouble, you can bank on this section that's slightly easier.
So
right?
would you have pre-ridden if you were racing this tour, would you have pre-ridden this stage already?
Every foot of it.
Yeah.
Every foot of it. Absolutely.
And you just like, hey, Johan, meet me in Po.
Yeah. And by the way, I mean, I don't know how many times I did Ventoux over the course of my career. Just because you pre-rode it 3 years before, we'd still go back.
Yeah.
It didn't change. It's the same thing, obviously. But we'd still just go back and run it.
You guys were just reminding me, like you talking about equipment choices. Was Remco's chain falling off?
It was near the top.
How does that happen in a time trial?
Well, I think with Remco, because it was his TT bike, they've obviously changed. He may have gone to a compact group set. I don't know in terms of chain set. So that front mech was normally going from a big chain ring, massive one, to a smaller one. And depending what chain rings he had on, they've had to readjust it and things like that and put it in a different position. But that happens quite often,
It's somewhat ironic because it's really fast, like your equipment working, and you put all this work and effort and money into having a fast machine, and then your chain slipping.
They're getting it's this interesting period where I think the bikes are a little finicky right now. You saw Jonas ride a one by.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I think the future is probably everybody on a one by. Actually, I was always somebody that when I think about my mountain bike, I just resisted going to one by for longer than most people. And then when I made the switch, I was like, oh, this is awfully simple. Right. So we're moving that way, but they're gonna be a little finicky.
Well, that's it for questions today.
That's it. All right. Well, guys and gals, we'll see y'all in the morning for stage 14. And we'll see. Tadej get his 5th and his 21st overall? TBD. Thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow.